Out of all the Layer 2 projects out there, Arbitrum is by far the biggest one. So if Layer 2 season is truly around the corner, then Arbitrum is bound to outperform. That's why in this video, we're going to take a look at some hot projects in the Arbitrum ecosystem and see which ones are potentially worth scooping up. Starting with the first one, which just happened to be one of the hottest projects during the cold 2022 bear market, and that'd be GMX. Now, GMX is quite special because they are a decentralized exchange that offers both perpetual futures and regular swaps. But instead of using the typical AMM model that Uniswap does, GMX uses a global liquidity pool to act as the counterparty for all trades. This approach gives them much deeper liquidity than if they had to bootstrap the liquidity for each and every asset that they support. But what's really impressive is their numbers and metrics. Since their launch in late 2021, they've amassed close to 200,000 unique users on their platform. Their monthly volume is still going strong. Their total value locked is the best in the entire Arbitrum ecosystem, and they are top 5 in fees generated. They actually briefly surpassed Uniswap in daily fees generated back in November of 2022, which was quite impressive to see. Anyways, all those strong numbers probably explains why their GMX token is doing so well. It's close to all-time highs right now, and that's with us still coming out of a bear market. But if we look beyond those numbers, GMX is also impressive due to its sustainability. Because instead of using token inflation as a way to attract liquidity, GMX has grown their liquidity in a more organic manner. Also, GMX's protocol is super open and composable, so you have a lot of other projects connecting to them. That makes them way more critical to the Arbitrum ecosystem than their competitors, who are more permissioned and closed off. So yeah, GMX is a certified gem in my book. Next up, we got a project that is all about lending and borrowing. It's similar to Aave, but its core value proposition is that it is cross-chain or omni-chain. That means you can deposit assets in one chain and borrow on another, which is super useful. Anyways, it's called RDNT Capital, and its recent V2 upgrade really changed the game for them and put them on my radar. Like, the upgrade eliminated the need for cross-chain bridges completely, which is a real game changer in terms of user experience and security. It also made them support all EVM chains, which they did not before. And to fix the problems that they had with their original tokenomics, like now, they can attract much more long-term contributors and liquidity providers, not just the mercenaries who come for the rewards and then peace out. So yeah, that upgrade was massive for them. And since it went live in March, we can see a notable inflection point in their growth. Just look at this users chart, which had a huge boost recently. And these revenue numbers are looking very healthy too. And token holders are also going up and to the right. All of those probably explain why their RDNT token has 10x'd since January of this year and is now near all-time highs. So yeah, RDNT Capital is definitely a gem with an $80 million market cap. Now, with this next project, we're gonna leave the DeFi realm and go more into the NFT/gaming space. Some people describe this project as the Nintendo of the crypto metaverse. If you're wondering which project would get such a lofty comparison, well, that'd be Treasure DAO. They're building an interconnected web of metaverses powered by their Magic token. Their current ecosystem already has games, an NFT marketplace, a DEX, and an identity protocol for their gamers called Tag. If you think about it, they're really trying to play the role of Steam in the Web3 space because they are a game distribution platform at the end of the day. But one of their unique value propositions is that they can help manage the economic layer of a game. So game developers don't have to worry about managing a token economy or handling on and off ramps. They can just build the most fun game possible and let Treasure do the rest. As of right now, Treasure has a rapidly growing selection of games and a rapidly growing player community too, which proves that they're doing something right. Speaking of their player community, Treasure takes their feedback super seriously. Like, one time the community didn't like the visuals for one of the games, so the team responded quickly and updated those. Things like that is why I think Treasure has the vision and ability to execute, and that's what makes them a gem in my book. Next up, we got a project in a niche that I'm a huge fan of. That niche is DeFi options, and I'm a fan because I want to have that Robinhood experience for options, but in DeFi. Anyways, the project is DopeX, and their ultimate vision is to make participating in options easier. And to do so, they offer 3 main types of products. Vaults, in which you can stake your coins, they sell options for you, and you get yield in return. liquidity pools so that you can exit positions at any time instead of waiting for your options to expire, and Atlantic Options, which basically lets you put your idle options collateral to work. That's what they have to offer, but what really makes them a gem is two things in particular. First is that they have really efficient pricing for their options, which is always a challenge for these types of projects, by the way. But DopeX has delegates that submit options data, so they don't have to rely on some inefficient price discovery mechanism. Also, second is their innovative products. Like those Atlantic options I mentioned earlier, a lot of DeFi projects are using those to manage their treasuries. There's also an interest rate options product that is going to change the landscape of the curve wars once and for all. So yeah, DopeX is looking like a critical player in the Arbitrum ecosystem, and that's why they're on my list as a certified gem. Now this next project is quite different from all the other ones we've talked about so far, because they pretty much let us become fund managers on chain. Like you can raise funds from your friends or community and then execute a single trade with everyone's capital. So the project is called Single Trade Finance Exchange, or STFX for short. And the first thing to note is that everything is done on chain. This is not a centralized exchange whatsoever. The point is to give traders a way to create an additional revenue stream. So instead of doing your own trade and then sharing it on Twitter with your followers, you can let other people join in on the trade in an automated manner. This approach is actually super flexible because you don't need to commit to being a fund manager for years. You can literally collect funds for a single high conviction trade and then everyone walks away with their profits after it's done. Speaking of profits, STFX's model is super user friendly because they only charge performance fees on the vaults that were profitable. So if you don't make money, you don't have to pay them anything. Overall, I like this project because it's going with the flow of the industry. Trading is becoming a multiplayer game these days, with people trading together and chatting about it on social media. And STFX is really leaning into that with their reputation scores, trading clans, and things like that. Also, their STFX token has a lot of utility, and if you stake it, you get 80% of the protocol revenue, which is awesome. Holding it also gives you fee rebates, voting rights, and things like that. So yeah, definitely a unique project with a unique token to consider. Next up, we got a DEX, but it's kind of like a combination between Uniswap and Curve because they offer both stablecoin and non-stablecoin swaps in one place. It's called Camelot, and the thing that makes them special is that they also have a launchpad that helps other Arbitrum projects launch and list on their DEX. That launchpad has been integral to the growth of Arbitrum recently because a lot of projects have been joining and launching with them. In terms of the Camelot DEX, that also has some unique features like directional fees, which means your fees could be higher or lower depending on the direction of the swap. They also have non-fungible staked positions, which is a whole new approach to liquidity that improves capital efficiency for everyone. In general, Camelot has super strong metrics, like their liquidity is almost at 100 million right now, and their volume is looking quite healthy too. Their token has already done a 6x since January, which is not surprising given that they take their protocol revenue and buy back and burn their token with it. So it's an early gem in my book with a market cap of around 15 million. Alright, this next project is a leveraged trading platform, but it's not what you'd expect because they're way more than just crypto. It's called Gains Network, and they let you trade stocks, forex, commodities, and all sorts of assets on their platform. But instead of being backed by those assets, all of their trades are done with DAI stablecoin as collateral. They have something called the GDAI Vault, which makes it possible to offer quite high leverage on those assets, and they'll basically let you trade any asset on chain as long as there's a reliable price feed for it. Since launch, they've had a strong track record of risk management, and they've been able to withstand some pretty extreme market conditions like the USDC depeg and the Luna collapse. They didn't only survive though, they've also proactively added more changes and improvements to make them even more resilient in the future. So yeah, if we consider all of those benefits, it's no surprise that their metrics are doing great. Check this out, daily trading volume going up and to the right. Cumulative traders also up and to the right. And trading fees as well up and to the right. That's why they're a certified gem in my book. Okay, so those are my picks in the Arbitrum ecosystem, but I'm really curious if you know of some that I missed. If so, let me know in the comments, and then if we can get to 700 likes in a week, then I'll make a full Arbitrum review video just for you.